the rest of the world.
We're in our car.
Yes, we are.
And we're doing the intro after the actual video you're going to watch.
Yeah, and it was enjoyable. Such fun.
So today we went to Silver Springs with Robin's mom, Beverly.
Uh-huh.
And we went to something called
the Knap-In Prehistoric Arts Festival 2022 at the Silver River Museum.
I'll show them the paper.
Oh, okay.
Because I want you to see how it's spelled. Knap-In. See, all right, Knap-In. There
That's
you go.
right. That's right.
Anyway, so we went there, and you won't see me in the video much because I'm holding the camera and I'm being silent. Robin and her mom, Beverly, did a lot of question asking.
Yeah, and it was really fun.
So hopefully it's fun for you to watch and educational in some way.
No, it was great. And we learned about Flint knapping, so that was pretty cool. And how to carve a tree into a dugout canoe. We should try that.
I can tell them how to do old man napping. I can tell them how to do recliner napping.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right.
That should be a sport.
All right, so we're going to take you now. We're going to flip this over, and you're going to be watching in Silver Springs, Florida. Actually, Silver Springs State Park is what it's called.
Right, on the Silver River side by the Silver River Museum.
And that's where we were, and here it goes, right now.
The world spins fine on her own. The world spins fine on her own.
Continue to get it to whatever size you want it. And we got little tools laying around, like your pastry dough on the edges of the pie. You can make designs. And there you are. And it's a 2-day dry. After it's dry, you can paint it, I guess. I haven't heard that, but I guess I can.
I did that.
Get painted?
Yes.
Okay.
You can use acrylic paint.
It looks
perfect.
Well, I've done a few of them. But there's also some that you can flatten it out flat and then turn up 4 corners and pinch them together to make an actual, I would call it, like that.
Oh, I see.
But that's all in what you like. You can make what you like. This is an old form of pottery for people back in the...
And what is this? I mean, what is that called? Clay? Or
Yeah, it's just plain old clay. It's a brown clay. They got different colors. They got white and orange and brown. And, the terracotta kind. The kind you can make your bricks out of.
Oh, really? That's what this
almost,
is?
This is almost
clay that you don't want to plant potatoes in.
That's the very thing.
Oh, that's the same thing.
Yeah, you don't want to plant potatoes in this. You won't never.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get a tater. You'd get a bunch of knobbies.
And then you let it air dry?
Air dry for 2 days.
You can get it to a high shine like this.
Oh, my.
And that's just, there's no glaze on it. That's just with the rocks.
He's taking the rock and smoothing it. That's what that's all about.
And the clay has to be somewhat dried out before you do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would think so, yeah. Kind of collapse, yeah.
Not quite completely dry.
Like that.
Oh
my gosh.
I see. Oh, and then everybody that's got a booth that's doing that today is going to put theirs in there and then see what...
See which one's the best one. So, we're working some.
How do you know where to hit it?
You just gotta find your certain angles on it. It's pretty complicated. You gotta find your angles where you can drive your flakes down and across where you hit from. So if I hit here, it's gonna drive a flake down this way. And your striking platform is what it's called, where you hit it. You gotta make sure that it's ground down and it's good to go. Because if it's too weak, it'll crumble. Find the right convexity in the stone to shoot it across.
What kind of stone is that? Does it have a name?
This is raw agatized coral. So this is an actual coral head, millions of years old. They just over all that time just agatized on the inside, turned it into flint on the inside.
Oh, that's what the brown stuff is. It's flint.
This used to be alive and growing on a coral reef. and then over time it just it agatized, turned into a good workable material. And this is actually what this will look like when it's been heat treated. You know, the luster will improve, the colors will pop out a little more.
Oh my.
Well, you chose a hobby that takes a lot of energy, and it's hard on the fingers. I would
Yes,
think.
it is.
Yeah.
I got more scars to prove it that are buried in the chalk.
See this little gadget? It's called a ferrocerium rod with fat wood. And it comes with this. And what you do is you just scrape some of this off here. This is the fat wood. And it's his. Just take this. Scrape a few pieces off down here.
Oh.
Of course, I need to scrape a little bit more off. This is my first one of this trip.
Oh my gosh.
And that's how hard it is to start a fire.
Oh my gosh.
Now, if you have a barbecue grill that's gas powered and that little igniter goes out and you can't find one to replace it, just turn the propane on,
Oh.
flip it right down in there.
Wow, and,
Oh my gosh.
and duck.
And it go poof. It's gotta be, make sure your hair is not over it.
Yeah, right. Oh my
So
goodness.
that is the basic ferrocerium rod with fat wood. That's the fastest way you can get a fire started. And the cool part about it is you can dip this handle in water, and because of it being the lighter knot, pitch knot, whatever you want to call it, you shake it, the water comes right off of it, and you can start it.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh,
it's-
so you can actually light that piece.
Yes.
And
Well,
that'll
yeah,
do
that's
your
what I just
fire.
did. Is
Yeah.
when I scraped it off.
Oh.
It's just all I'm just using is the fat wood off of it because it's got all that pine tar and pitch in it.
Well, you have to have some small shavings on top of the
Yes.
that stuff.
One of the, if you're going to start a fire out in the woods, you have I'm not going to do a big mouse nest with it, but if you find a bird's nest, a mouse nest or something, this is cattail.
Oh, I see. Oh, finally found something that cattails are good for.
Yes, actually cattails are very good for a lot of stuff. The roots, you can use them as a food. You dry them out, use the starch off of it for yeah, well, you saw how it flamed.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Pine leaves, all the leaves, the dry stuff around here makes a great nest.
Yeah.
I actually stuck it out.
How long does it take to cook that?
Okay. But yeah, this is.
Yeah, my friend.
Also, it's good to cook slow and low on. Because you know, temperature.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Put it in the carrots and potatoes, rice, and put the lid on it and just let it sit. And we have dinner in the afternoon.
Oh, nice.
Sausage and eggs, Beth.
Sausage and eggs. Oh my
Gonna
goodness.
have it for lunch.
Oh,
you can go in there.
I want you to know how I first made
my God.
Way to camp.
You going in?
Well, long ago, there's what we all
When you get in there, you'll be surprised.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, how long did it take you to
Set it up.
yeah.
It
set
takes
this up?
it takes this gentleman out here just under an hour.
Really?
But he's 6 months out of the year. He lives in this.
Oh, he does.
Oh, look
And
at it.
they-
It catches the rain.
They tour. Yes, that's called an usan. And you'll notice this inner liner goes all the way to the ground. The outside liner, if you'll when you go out, you'll notice it's raised above. that creates a 360-degree draft. If you've got a fire in here and your smoke pole, the flap out there, no matter how the wind's blowing, you control it by the pole you'll see out there with the flap on it, or a lodge pole.
Oh.
And that catches the rain and runs it right to the outside and goes right on down
Oh my God.
between the liners.
Look at that. Isn't that something?
Well, it is. It's
This is cloth.
this is
But years ago, it used to be skins. Or what?
it was, and typically I believe it's a 10-foot teepee. Would be the women carried all the hides, and it was very heavy, and you had to. Oh, a woman carried just like a 10-foot teepee. And then between the 1840s or whatever, when the sailcloth was introduced by the Europeans, and the Indians wanted to trade, they said, "Hey, this is a lot better than them hides."
Yeah.
And the women were tickled. They still had,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
they didn't have to. But
they
they
were
went to a
the-
16-footer. You put the whole family in here instead of having three, one for the kids and one for you. And
Wow.
so, but
Isn't this something?
but it is. It's very, very neat. I mean, I tag up with these people. I live in Indiana, but I live down here. It's kind of weird. Since my wife passed 4 years ago, I've been out in Flesh Buffalo hide with them because I'm from Columbus, Indiana, but I live right 17 miles from here.
Oh my gosh. Well, isn't this something? And the nose is actually right there. Look at that. Wow. Ears. Ears, nose, eyes. Gosh.
Oral. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, I'm Joe. How are you?
Good. How are you, Joe? This is Beverly and Robin. This is Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Hey.
Hi. I'm doing all right, thank you.
What are you making right now?
Oh, right. Well, I'm getting ready to work on a little footstool. So,
Oh, okay.
in here in a little bit, I'm going to work on the legs. I'm just doing. Those are called boring machines. They're old drill.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
I see.
Oh, those are huge.
Those were made in the 1870s, and I still use one of them today to drill my holes.
The ones in there.
Yeah.
Were they made like in Germany or something? Or in
No,
Europe?
no.
Or
There's some of them are made in the USA. Yep. They'll say made in the USA on a couple. Just depends on which ones. I have one over here that's it's made in the USA, and I use that one to demonstrate and drill, you know, and do my drilling and stuff.
Wow, this is fascinating. And what is that called that you're sitting on?
A shaving horse is one name. There's a couple other names. There's some German names, Gindelbricks. I don't know exactly how, but it's a shaving horse. A giant vise. I'll show you real quick here how it works.
Fire going and all these tools for you need for a fire and cooking and
I'm all set.
set for the duration.
You bet. We'll use this one.
Where do you find all your wood pieces?
Go out hunting.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my.
Oh yeah.
Must take a while.
It's a lot of work. A lot more than I care to do anymore. To be honest with you, I've slowed down some. I used to go cut my own trees down and take them to the sawmill and get them sawed up, and then they have to dry. I still do that once in a while, but not too much. Usually the tree's got to be falling down. No, my days of chainsaw cutting trees.
And then if you go from place to place, you gotta load it all into a
Oh yeah, you got to load it up in your trailer.
yeah.
Then you got to unload it at the
Unload it,
sawmill,
yeah.
reload it on your trailer,
Yeah.
unload it when you get home, let it sit for 2-3 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So,
that's a hobby. That's a lot of work.
that's right.
Yeah.
So, I got a lot of wood I'm trying to use up. Probably enough to last me 10 years. But
Oh my.
anyways, this is a giant vise that I use to make my legs. So, what you do, put that in there. And down here below, this is what
causes this to stay on here. So you use your foot to hold. This is a big vise. Just manually you hold it instead of, you know, cranking it like a vise. And then take your draw knife.
Skin off.
Right here, that's why I got this thing. Had it for 20 years. Usually when I use this, I don't look up at all when I'm talking to people.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Right.
Oh, you had a notch in there.
Oh yeah, you gotta work through them. But you keep rotating this and you'll eventually get the same diameter as that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And then you need 4 of those.
Look at how smooth that stitch is over there with the legs.
Oh yeah.
Very smooth.
You can't do that 5 years.
Oh no. That stays. Yeah, that stays. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's cooking oysters.
Oh my goodness, wow.
They're cooking oysters.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that something when the smoke goes away?
Oh, I see. That thing is a coil and it's just set on top of there. Can you get through?
Oh, isn't this lovely? Oh, you've got your gun up there. What kind is that?
It's a French musket.
Oh, okay. Isn't it in single shot?
Yeah, you want to go in there?
Nope, I could see. I could see. Yeah, you can do simple sails.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It takes me around 50 days or so, give or take, to complete a canoe. That's all combined together, but that's not 50 days in a row. I'm not that young anymore.
Does it leak?
So I am in the process of filling some of the cracks in this, but it leaks very mildly. Not enough to really cause any issues. So.
And when you take this out, I mean, how? Because I know, you know, the Native Americans made the canoes all those years ago. How did
we
they
make canoes.
Oh, so how do you?
I didn't. This isn't a 300, 400-year-old canoe. It's
Oh, you just did that now.
Not just now, but it's
right.
I didn't realize that the Indians. You've never seen an Indian in a movie with a sail.
Well, yeah. I remember there's over 500 nations across the country, and movies aren't necessarily the best gauge of what Native American culture is.
Right. Yeah.
It's better to ask the nations themselves, because what I do isn't the same as what tribes from the Carolinas are going to do, the same what the tribes from Arizona are going to do. We all have different cultures,
Where
different
are you
languages.
from?
Naples, Florida.
Oh, so you would be. This would be. Well, of course, and you're near the water, so.
Yeah. This is
so
a Seminole style dugout canoe.
Yeah.
Calusas used it. It comes from. It's part of the. It's part of the crop. Yes, ma'am. So they cut it out to utilize it to make bows, make canoes, anything that was hollow that need to be utilized. So the ads, the current day ads, are not new by no means. Yeah, these guys are nothing new, but I thought they were for a minute. I was so excited when I started carving. I said, man, these are God's gift to a carver. But then I found out they were around long before. So, yeah, the Calusas were very ingenious in figuring out what to do I got this one right next door is my neighbor, Michael. That's who I got it from. He's an archaeologist and he does a lot of different things. If you haven't had a chance, stop by there and look at some of his.
When you say collusive, that's a tribe?
Yes, ma'am. Those were some of the tribes that were here when Columbus came.
Oh, okay.
But you know, the crazy thing is, back then, before Columbus came, they didn't say, "Oh, we're Calusa and we're Hittites." We were just known as the people.
That's the people.
Yeah, the people.
Okay.
Instead of all of this this categorizing, this labeling, naming, separating didn't exist. It was just the people. Yatahit, which means the people. And if you'll remember in the Constitution, it says we the people. It's always the people. But when that gets twisted around, the people can be few people who are in charge. And they could say, yeah, we're serving the best for the United States people. But which people?
Which people?
The 1% that control the natural resources? Or the middle class? Or the disadvantaged communities? Or everybody? So, depending on who's talking, you got to listen to what they're saying by listening to what they're not saying and reading between the lines to understand thoroughly.
Well said.
Because they want to fool you. They've been doing it.
They're
good at it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You can get 5 news channels and get different news.
Yes. Nobody agrees on it.
Right. Yeah. So this one was just showing how.
Yes. This is
you make.
I started carving about 5 years ago. I started carving small ones and then bigger ones. And that's why I have these smaller ones back here. And the reason behind that is to understand the cuts and how much to cut, where to cut, and how to work with the wood, not against it. So I understand. I've been learning a lot.
Because you don't get so frustrated if you start with the big one.
No, you can't. Exactly, and that was my thing. When I first started it 5 years ago, I said, I don't want to start out small. I want to get a 30-footer. But I'm glad I did because I would have wasted a log.
Yeah, right.
And if you're gonna make mistakes and screw up, hey, do it when they're still small. So I've learned the techniques. I've been learning patience, dedication, determination, and it's been a pretty good trip. I'm getting to the point where I think I understand the concept of carving a canoe. So I'm actively looking for a nice big tree that I can cut one. But I have one right now that's 16 foot. It was 30 inches in diameter, right? Diameter is all the way across. Circumference is around.
Right. How old would that be in a tree? That'd be a couple hundred years?
I would think so. The reason why I picked that tree about 60 feet up, a hurricane had knocked it down, and it was starting to rot because as I'm working and hanging around there, I see woodpeckers coming over there, and they were hanging out feeding. So I said, I wonder how high is the damage done, because once the hurricane knocked that piece down and it's starting to rot and insects are starting to infest in there. So I wasn't sure what I was getting into. So I girdled it, which means cutting around the tree and let it stand, and some of the water would make its way down. It doesn't just happen and just come down. It slowly starts to dry. Like if you had a fresh cut wood and just leave it there, it's going to slowly dry and start to crack. But you have to understand when to cut and how much to cut. So everything that I'm doing is experimental. So when I do reach that point and understand thoroughly of what I'm doing, I should be able to.
He does a good job, doesn't he? And then when it's done, they set it up and then they'll smoke it as
Is there IHMC? Look here for a second. There we go.
Do the final curing. and if you can, when you go ahead and skin them, you only need to go like 4 inches above the shoulders. I don't really need all the way up to the ears. Don't need all that neck. I'm going to cut it off anyway.
To ram, yeah, these are powder.
Where you put the powder. See, look, he does the scrimshaw on it. It's all dot, dot, dot.
Oh. How do you embed that dot in there?
With these.
Oh, okay.
One dot at a time.
And you use something heavy to hit the end?
You know, you don't have to. You just
very
poke
sharp.
It. Very, very super sharp. These make a sewing needle look like ballpoint pen. They're super sharp. This, I get these ground for me, custom ground from a guy in Chicago.
How do you get the color?
The what color?
The black.
Oh, this part here?
No, the color
Oh,
of the
ink?
image.
Oh, I use this. I use Etcher's ink. So once you poke the holes, you can just rub ink in them. And it stays in there.
Oh, okay.
So you scratch or poke the holes, and then you just take some of this ink and just rub it like that, and it will stay in the holes or the scratches.
Oh, I see. Isn't that something? Wow.
You have powder in there.
No, there's no gunpowder in any of it.
How do people carry it?
They'd have a strap attached to here and around this finial back here. Most guys, like I'm right-handed, so I carry my powder horn under my left arm, so it sits about this high on a strap.
Oh yeah, like a purse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
And you do all the designs yourself.
Oh, look at that
Create
one.
all the
Pretty.
Well, in this case, on this one, this is actually done as a copy of a part of an engraving by a guy named Albrecht Dürer, who was a French, very famous engraver back in the 1600s. I mean, the guy did incredibly beautiful work. Anyway, it was called the Sea Monster, and I really wanted to do it for a long time, but I didn't feel like I had the skill set yet, so when I finally felt comfortable doing it. But in his engraving, there's a whole bunch of other stuff up here behind the Sea Monster, like a town back up on a hill. It wouldn't fit on the horn, so I just did the Sea Monster and the woman that he stole, and then the little... There's a little guy over here, and see these other women are swimming, so he swam over there and stole one of them. And this guy's yelling, "Hey, bring her back."
Oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
He has a face too, that guy.
Oh, wow. But she is beautiful. She is beautiful.
That's gotta be hard on the hands.
Not really. Feel it. It's pretty soft.
That's what I thought too, but it's softer than it looks.
Yeah, it's almost like sheep's wool, a little bit. All right,
Yeah,
let's
it's
see
very
what we
scratchy.
get. Okay, which way were we going? We were going that way, correct. Yeah, that's more like what I was working on.
Isn't that something?
Oh, here's the next one we have.
That is made out of stinging nettle, and it was not made by me. Okay, that's good for now. I gotta get more stuff in here.
And that hurts when you stand on it. Stinging nettle. You go and you step on it with bare feet, and it
Yes, but
pokes you.
one, you can kind of get used to it. I know people that can just go right ahead and pick it with bare hands, and it doesn't hurt them.
Oh my gosh.
And the other thing is, the minute it's dead, or dried out, or cooked, it stops being able to sting.
Oh gosh. Or
So
cooked.
there are ways to work with it.
So they so ropes and
Wow,
purses,
look at that intricate
bags,
stuff.
bags and
Yes, so that could either be a net bag, or you could put it on a handle and make a fish net. And you see this net along the side here? That's 1,250 feet of string, all made
by finger twisting.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, hope you like that.
Boy, we have fun. It's such interesting conversations we all had with everybody at the Knap-In. We love the Native American village, and it was just pretty amazing speaking to all of the different craftsmen from all over the United States.
So anyway, I got tired.
Yeah, we spent a whole day there, a lot of hours.
All right, thank you for watching. The world spins fine
on her own.
The world spins fine on her own. Yeah. The world spins fine on her own. While the rest of the sun was setting and the rest of the world was getting their dose of nightly news, I couldn't help but laugh at the thought that I once was with them. Then I suddenly knew